Strong. All right away. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. All right away. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. Strong, pocket full on repeat. Gotta count up and up and down. Picture going about 100 miles. That road can't miss now. Standing tall, ready, always on go. Taking me to pin pal. PO said slow down, so I come away and I skip town. 16 was on underage, there's 12 jurors in a mistrial. They seen I was underpaid, said too wide, no 10 tile. I need like a man, even if your eyes cocked, I'm there too. Touchdown like I had a 6 with a shimmy, nigga, that's a ball move. Don't be worried about what straw do. Do you and I'ma do I. Third boy got a paint job with a clip coat and some fall guy. The girlfriend even took a beat. I was fresh meat, no big five. Give me win and Beyonce, put a ring on it in the lunch line. Head coach and I'm on the court. Referee, but I'm shooting three. Put sweat in it 2 degrees. So my water, I can barely breathe. Kelly Slater with the board flip. Push it up when the chords hit. Violins in a bell tip. Open up, let me splash it. Right away. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. All right, on the surfboard emergency. I ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. Second round of the fight, something ain't right. I gotta do my work. You walking through the air, no night flight. That's what them people say. Got one life to live, and I put 15 on off and hit the ground running ready. That's the Usain Bolt. Don't like 2 finger signs so far out, can't be caught. 19 inch crunch time and I take it home like a walk off. AMG on steroid, get the flex monster with a nightmare. Coming through was no one, just know I don't fight fair. Look flight, no flight fair. Hot rounds out of hot barrel. Put the mic in the head, lock into them tap, 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 tap there. Short LCPR. What the hell are he weak for? Took him to the water, let him up. Time for you a lifeguard. I'm my own damn lifeguard. Been there with a wrist sharp. Might show me what's hard. Get skatebooks and I count cards. Play my hand for the W. Time to talk about who is who. They be on this, who is who. I'm on the surfboard. I'm on the Stroud.
Check 1, check 2, check 3. This is Mr. Know-It-All, and I'm here with the lovely Miss Bella. Really get the show started. Tell them what the show about tonight. Let's get it started. You can't talk on mute. There you go. I can hear something now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't on mute, but before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to Marcus Honeysucker on YouTube, Mr. Know-It-All on Facebook. You want to send him some love, there is that information there on Cash App. One other thing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. So just like it, share it, and subscribe it. Getting started on this subject tonight, we want to talk about our children today. Their future, the children are our future, right?
Right.
So are children headed in the right direction? Their future, the children are our future, right?
My bad, good.
Okay, so are our children headed in the right direction? And are we good role models for our children? So are they headed down a good path? And if so, are we being a great role model for them?
What you think? What's your 2 pennies on it first?
My intake on it, a lot of children are not headed in the right direction simply because they're not giving proper guidance, proper etiquettes in life. on how to live, even young girls being ladies. Like they're not really taught on being a young lady, what it takes or the requirements of it, and even with life values of saving or planning for your future or things that will take place to make your life be set when you're older. We don't think about those things. A lot of people just living day to day, and then you're living your life with whatever you do around these children. Used to be a time when adults talk, children leave the room, but now children join in the conversation. You have parents that call their children their best friends. So when does the respect line draw? How will you be able to separate your friendship if you develop this friendship with your child? When would the respect come? If you all doing the same thing together. So I see a lot of these things taking place, and which is not good role models for the children. It may be good at the time, y'all bonding, but later in life, what would that make that child in their own adult life? Like we cater to their needs so much, when a problem arises, they have breakdowns because they don't want to handle it. Not that they can't, they just won't because they're used to mommy doing it most of the times.
Right. Okay. Uh, okay. I'm finna send the shots out and then I'm gonna answer that one as I got some on that one. What's up, Miss Howard up in his house? How you doing? She says she thinks she's a good role model. However, things I wish I would have done different. Don't we all? Don't we all? What's up, Dave? Up in his house? It's a man, it's a plane. No, it's Super Dave. Okay, my bad. Okay. Okay. All right. I think this the problem we got. And I know I was listening to somebody live today, and I think the real problem is when we talk about these kids is we don't even realize most people that want to be friends with their kids and want to have this close bond. It's because you ain't got real friends of your own. Because if you got real friends of your own, you ain't got to make your child your friend. So I think when we when we connect so much that you know our child is our best friend, we ain't got our own friend. That means we didn't make good connections in life. We didn't make good boundaries. We didn't meet good people that was close to us that we kept this kind of, bond thing because I would never sit here and just say, oh, my child is my best friend. My child is my child, and I love my child to death. But I got friends that I done had before my child came out my nutsack and still got them. You know what I'm saying? And when you got a lot of people that can't keep friends from day to day, sometimes that's more of a problem in our culture is we can't get along with other people sometimes. And then we try to blame it on others. We always want to point the finger and say, oh, it's because of this person that I can't get along with people and I can't do this. I can't. A lot of people don't. A lot of people try to build up a wall, but what is the wall keeping out? I mean, people, friends. I mean, regular people. I mean, once you get to a place and you feel like you don't have no friends, you're really in a dark place. You're not in a good, healthy spot. You know what I'm saying? And when somebody say, I don't have no friends, is mainly because you might be the oil that's stopping the water from what's name. You know how they say oil and water don't mix?
No mix, yeah.
Half of the people that ain't got friends, they need to look in the mirror and see how they act from a day-to-day basis. See, if you can't have regular friends, you probably ain't being really a good friend to your child either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to separate, this super friendly thing that I can't get along with nobody but my kids that I raised and this and that, and you should have regular friends before you even have you know, friends with your child. You should have regular friends. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I think sometimes that's an inner issue that a lot of people ain't willing to talk about. That maybe they're not, good at bonding. You know what I'm saying? People were wondering, oh, we ain't got no man. Hell, you ain't even got friends. So shit, how you gonna keep a man and you can't even keep a friend?
Right.
See, that got more so to do with the inner workings sometimes than everybody around you. I don't think a lot of people take it upon themselves to kind of look in the mirror and say, am I a good person? Do I work well? You know how they say, do you work well with others? You remember back in the day, you used to try to make kids and stuff, try to get along and work and then switch it up. Go over there with Jimmy and this and them. Go over here in this corner with them, switch up. See, the problem is that we pre-COVID, everybody became secluded. Somebody cough, no, not my friend no more. I mean, no, I mean it just got to the point that you start being around just your family, and then your children just around your children. Now you done got to the point that you got kids that's so scared of just the outside. They don't even play in the yard no more. Don't even
Mm-mm.
play in the grass no more. You know what I'm saying? When you go out and you see kids playing in the grass, you like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it's no reason to buy. When I see people buying their children swing sets and things, some of y'all know y'all just buying stuff just to be buying it because people be buying stuff to my, oh, I want this for my porch. And this. You don't sit outside. You don't sit outside now. You don't even bring a lawn chair outside. Why you need to decorate outside and the porch and this and that and all around? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like we done became some internal people, and then it's done switched on our kids that make our kids kind of feel, a little different now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what's up, JJ? Up in his house, up at this thing. What's up, man? What's up? Loving life, thanking God for everything. Oh, Dave. Okay. She inviting some partners to the show. All right, let's get into some of these topics, man. We are ready today. Let's see. Come on with it.
It's sad to say, but when it comes to our children, sometimes they have lack of trust. Who can you trust when you see the people that raised you don't trust each other?
Hmm. That's a good one, ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And that being said, um, a lot of us, um, we raising kids and we don't realize all the fears that we put out here, we put them on our kids too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you scared of a snake, you're scared of a dog, you scared of a spider, you scared of anything, a roach or whatever. Your kid is taking that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you this. That's why it's so important to have a man and a woman in the house. So say this. You say something run through the house. Skirt. No. Kill it. Kill it. Who gonna kill it? Who gonna kill it? I done seen people because they seen a mice or something run through their house or whatever. They done moved. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got nobody to kill it. You know, you ain't got nobody to stand up and get it away from there, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people don't even realize the life they live is just that right there. Like I done seen kids that was scared and then they get around a man and then next thing their fears go away. All of a sudden they ride motorcycles, scooters, all kind of stuff and being productive men, changing their whole outlet on life because they ain't just around their mother no more. They're around a man that's saying, no, do this. No, You know, they changing how they think to make them a stronger person.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't understand it like that. What's up, Mr. Anderson? What's up, my brother? Yep. But you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So when we look around and we sit up there and we talk about how we don't trust nobody, we don't trust nobody in the world, isn't that? How are kids supposed to trust anybody? We portraying anything we scared of, we putting it out on our kids without even knowing. And we making them scared of everything in the world. Now they scared to go outside. They scared to even work, do anything in the world. You know what I'm saying? They trying to find them a so-called inside job or something. They don't even want to go outside. They don't even want to be around people. We got kids that don't like other kids. Oh, and you think because they grown or that? No, they antisocial. You know what I'm saying? They antisocial, and we got to do better with our kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I agree.
Like they say, who raised you? And if somebody raising you wrong, and sometimes we don't know, we don't just actually know. Okay, we raise them wrong. We don't just sit there and say, we know we raise them wrong. We just raise them wrong sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like we always know what we're doing. It just sometimes we raise them wrong without knowing. We cussing too much around them. We rolling blunts in front of them. We smoking. We drinking. We cussing. We on the phone talking about this Susie and this and that. Kid in the background watching. We watching rated R movies with them. We don't care what they watch on their TV, long as they out our way. They on, you know, they on got a phone. They can go through your phone, look at any videos. You just give your child a phone, unlock it, and let your child just run wild. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you one thing I ain't never did. I ain't never let no child play with my phone. Cause it's grown and it's grown man business. You know what I'm saying? And I live and work on my phone and you don't need to break it. They don't even need to get used to touching it. Cause it ain't for them. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, some people would look at some of the stuff like that and just say, oh, that's petty. No, it's not petty. You keep a child in a child's place when you shill off certain things that they shouldn't mess with. When you say, nah, not that. Don't touch that. Oh, don't touch that. And that keeps a child alive too, because you tell them the same thing. When it's a stove or something hot, you tell them, don't touch that stove. Don't touch that plug. Don't touch that what's not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when a man, instead of telling them don't do something, that's that discipline that he is trying to instill into the child. And sometimes a woman would think, oh, you being too hard on me. Let me tell you something. If he mess around and touch that oven or do something while y'all sleep or something and burn the whole house down and kill everybody, or if he touched that electric plug and die, what you gonna think then?
Right.
And I wish he would have known better, or he would have knew not to do this, and he would have know if he had discipline, he would know not to do certain things. And sometimes we are scared to give children the rightful discipline they need to be able to survive, because lack of discipline is the root to going to jail, the root to all this anger and all that. Because let me tell you something, it's like anything. If you take I remember we used to do it like with dogs. If you take a dog and you don't never put them on a leash or nothing, right? And you raise them a little while and you put them on a leash, he's gonna go crazy. He's gonna be jumping around, falling on the ground, and
I don't know what it is.
he might kill himself and hang himself off that leash because he will go crazy because he not used to it. And see, that's the problem. We got to stop trying to discipline our kids once they get older, and we got to start, like Martin Long said, when they coming out the womb. Hey, don't come in here talking start no shit. You got to start early teaching your kid discipline, teaching them responsibilities. Clean up your room, pick up that paper. See, you make them lazy and you make them all that. And then next thing you know, you turn around, they telling you what to do. Pick up that paper, mama, and you picking it up like a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? They sit up there telling you, you become the child and they become the parent. We got 8 and 10-year-olds that's running their household like they the parents, and you the child. They telling grown folks what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people don't realize once you not instill a level of discipline, that's what you go through sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move to the next one. Come on with it.
Unresolved conflicts with family and friends can make it hard. Yeah, if you never come to the root of the situation or even discuss it, period.
Yeah.
You feel like, just say for instance, if you did something and the children were right, or you did something and you should apologize and you don't. It's like, when will you realize that this child has feelings too? You know?
Well, I'm not finna be that that apologetic thing to the child, because like I think women and men think differently. And I think once you start, I don't never remember, a lot of times daddy or mama apologizing. They just tell you what to do if you don't do it. If you get a accidental whooping, you just got an accidental whooping or whatever, and you just keep on moving on and this and that, because as a parent, you might make some mistakes, but you still got to lay the rules down. And I don't think you should bag off of it, because even if you think you apologize, sometimes you right even when you're wrong. And sometimes you might do something fucked up. Like, sometimes you might like have bad grades, you might cut off their hair. You might feel, like maybe a woman after she do it, she might feel, oh man, he grew that hair for 3 years and this and that. But you gotta think about it like this here. If I didn't cut that hair off, what president have I said that you can break this rule with no consequences? See, you go out in the world and you go out here and you shoot somebody, you get 20 years. You don't get but one chance to get stuff right sometimes.
Right.
And see, what we do is We allow our kids to go out here, and we give them too many chances to get it wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Like we'll be like, oh, stop, don't do that, stop, don't do that, stop, don't do that. See, I come up in an era where they say, hey, stop that. And you kept on doing it. They ain't even say nothing else to you. They just walked to the back and got a belt or something and came and wrapped your ass, and you ain't doing no more. When that next time they told you stop doing something, you just stopped it. You know what I'm saying? See,
Yeah.
when a child know he got 3, 4, 5 chances to get it wrong, he keep on doing the shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we end up with kids locked up in jail and all that, because they don't understand that a lot of things come with one consequence and it's over. See, I live by this one little thing. And it's a thing that I say, you can do 1,000 things right, and you can do one thing wrong, and
Yeah.
it'll fuck up the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So you got to teach your child now, not with all this old going back and apologizing to them and stuff like that. You got to teach them that even if I'm wrong, you just got to eat it up, be mad for a minute. But guess what? You learned from this still. Sometimes you might give a wrong ass whooping, but that ass whooping might save his life.
Yeah.
That spanking on the hand might save his life. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people got to understand that part of it. Sometimes you don't get second chance to make these first, the first wasn't it? When a kid going down the highway going 100 miles per hour and he mess around and get a blowout, or he and kill himself. That's because he didn't know that one bad thing could make it there. Oh, he might have did it 4, 5 times, got away with it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But once you keep getting away with stuff, what it do? Make you feel like, let me try a little bit more. It's the same thing with a child. If they keep getting away with stuff, they're going to keep trying it. Guess what? If you mess around and you no nonsense and your kid do something and you go and give him a drug test or something, he be like, oh, mama is not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. He gonna think before he touch anything with it. He be like, man, my mama give me a damn drug test if I look out of line or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people got to realize some things seem extreme, but if you trying to keep your child alive, you got to let them know that one chance can fuck up the rest of your life.
Easy.
One bad choice. You can do 1,000 things right. One thing wrong, you can get 20 years, 30 years. Shit, might not see the light of day no more if you're in the right county. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we just got to teach our children different. You know what I'm saying? How to survive and how not to make that one bad mistake. Read it.
You do that for me.
I said, look at how Elon Musk's son talked to the president. Perfect example of how children being the adult. That was proof that a child was more powerful than the president. He told Trump, shut up, and he did it. He told Trump, I didn't hear all that. I watched that. I seen a kid playing, and I play with kids all the time, and I don't think that we take certain stuff serious from a child. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure a child and said something to you, and you just didn't beat them. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, "Hey, don't say that," or hold up, or this and that. Because see, you got to think about it. Children that got it all. See, that's one of them kids that kind of always had it all, even though he's being raised to be a young man, you know what I'm saying? By his dad, but I'm sure he's being raised being a billionaire son. I mean, the richest man in the world, son, he will be a little bit more spoiled, a little bit more out of control than the average child. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we get a lot of our children that's raised in these good households that be drug addicts and stuff like that. Because think about um, Michael Jordan's son. Shit, he's straight up cocaine head. You know what I'm saying? Getting caught all kind of ways.
Are you saying because he has money that it would be okay for him to say that to?
No. I'm saying that will make, because he's been spoiled so much, like any child, like sometimes these children, sometimes when you see them, sometimes it's the first time they just being around their dad and stuff like that a lot, because I'm sure that child is every bit of, I think he probably about 7, 8 or something, maybe. He might not be that old. I think he may be about 4 or 5, or he might be, but you got to think about it. This their age, this tech, and how smart his dad is. He's shooting that technology and all this stuff into his son. But you got to think about it. His son his son didn't have the know-how not to pick his nose. He was sitting there picking his nose right there. What's his name? I mean, you can't take a child serious. I mean, we are doing too much on taking a child serious at 5 and 6 years old. Because if a child tell me to shut up, and I laugh at him and Mike what's name, but if he walk over and he say, shut up and hit me or something, then we battle. Okay, it gets some of these Cool J cookies or something. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Shamika. I'm pronouncing it right, ain't it? Shamika.
Think so.
Yeah. Thank you. I remember I was behind on a bit. What's up, Cynthia? Up in there. His house, up in there, this thing. How you doing, my precious little daughter? What's up, Nina? Up in there. His house. Oh, I knew when she got back on Facebook, boy, she started putting. Okay, my bad. Be quiet. You tell when people get back on Facebook and stuff. They be putting up pictures with everybody. Oh, he said, if you can't take a child serious, then why would you ever correct them then? Huh?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
What do you say?
So if you can't take a child serious when they do something that's out of line, why correct them? So if my child was telling it doesn't even have to be the president. If he telling an adult, shut your mouth, I will correct my child. Do not say those things to adults. That isn't nice. That isn't proper. Don't do that.
Right.
So I'm saying in that sense.
But I think
just correct my child on you don't do things like that. So
I feel what you're saying, but see, and it's just like, and I'm gonna bring this into another thing. It's just like when you do stuff like that, and it's like a PR thing. A child gonna make. If you put a child in front of a camera, and we done seen this, we can look at craziest thing children say and do and all that stuff. And if you put a child in front of a camera and this and that, they gonna say something out of line. But what it is you can correct them. But sometimes should you correct them in front of everybody? You feel what I'm saying? Or you should correct them as soon as they get off camera and be like, hey, I ain't
That's what
ain't.
I'm saying. Not
But
in
guess
all
what?
instances. You have
Guess
to
what?
correct at that
Since that
time.
child, listen, since that child was doing all that, you ain't seen him on the what's name no more. Be like, okay, that's your punishment. Yeah, we thought we could put you in front of the camera, but now we know that you ain't gonna act right. So sometimes you can correct the child, and now that child, if he ever want to get back on camera again, he gonna make sure he's on his best behavior, and he gonna learn from the mistakes. You know what I'm saying? From everybody beating him up, but like I said, it's a child. So any of us, if we put a camera in front of a child, they gonna perform for the camera. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do some stuff that you ain't know that they might do and all that because they see that camera in front of them. They know what a camera is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that, but a child know what a camera is and they gonna perform for that camera. You gonna see that child do the silliest stuff that you as soon as they see you rolling, be like, they rolling that camera. And it's the same thing with us. Soon as we at a club or whatever, they just put a camera in your face, be like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna do something silly. You know what I'm saying? So I think right now we can say what we think, happened, but we can't go on a 30-minute, 40-minute interview and then we desecrate the child for the rest of his life like he's not what's name. Because like I said, you put him in a what's name, he done met the president, he in here and this and that, and he just wilding, you know what I'm saying? When they should have had a young child in there in the begin with, but like they say, they ain't brought him back out since then. So, you know what I'm saying? He just, you know how it is. You got a bad child, and sometimes the babysitter wasn't around, and you had to take care of him. You said, God damn, I got to do this in this badass child. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it might have been just something as simple as that, like this bad child, and I gotta take this child out here. And then, stuff happens. Okay, read that. You read
So it's understood that the same rules don't apply to everybody. We admit that we have respect of persons.
it. We all know the rules, same rules don't apply to everybody. I hope we know this by now. If we grown, we should know all rules. Look, everything ain't equal and freedom ain't free. We should know all this. Rules don't apply to everybody. That child, once his daddy passed, that child gonna be worth more than all us in our, all us put together in our life, this and that. And he ain't gonna never have to work a real job, period. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say a lot of them kids sometimes end up on drugs and all kind of stuff. If you just look at, famous people and the kids on them, and sometimes a lot of the famous people be on them. But I feel like it's a learning experience. Like they say, kids mess up. You put them in front of camera, they act out. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's just something he gonna learn from. and when he get about 7, 8 or a little older, because he around somebody that's putting technology and other kind of stuff in him all the time. He ain't around a person that's doing all this, cussing and smoking and all this other stuff that we ain't even talking about. He just said a couple little old words out of line. We gonna desecrate him. You know what I'm saying? But we got to look at what we doing around our children sometimes to do that. Read that.
He's still young, got a lot of growing to do
Right.
with your help. I understand he was young and what he did or what he said, but still,
Mhm.
you still help them grow.
Yeah.
So, at that particular time, I'm sure the father probably said words or had words with the kid or whatever, but
After everything was done, he was all nice because he was like, oh Lord. He was like, oh, he like playing him. Oh Lord. He knew when he had started being bad. He was like, oh man, he in my ears and everything. He taking off his hat. He was like, oh man, oh Lord,
he
I
was
ain't getting
probably getting, you know how they be restless, children. You had
right.
them around you, they standing for a while, you running your mouth, they start moving around, touching on stuff.
Yeah, he wanted to run there. He even said he had to pee, remember? He asked the president, can he go pee, use the bathroom? You know what I'm saying? He did that in the middle of the interview. So, I mean, we got to give him the benefit of that a little bit. You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
nobody giving the benefit of a doubt for the child, right? But we're
Huh.
just making a statement. We're talking about directing the children into right choices. So even though he may be whatever age,
Uh-huh.
although it happened, you can't take it back. You can't beat the child up for what he said, but you can correct the child. And it didn't have to be
Right.
corrected on camera. That's
Right.
all we're saying.
Right. And
So,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I'm saying he probably got corrected, but he got corrected off camera because, see, you got
yeah,
to stay in the context because anything you say to that child right then, good or bad, oh, they was going that you're gonna get that blowback. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You feel me? And sometimes you just can't say it on camera. You know what I'm saying? You wait till you get off camera. Hey, what is you doing? That same thing when mama go to the teachers meeting or something like that, and the child acting up in front of what they be like, uh, wait till we get outside. You know what I'm saying? It's like joking in the store, acting up, and you be like, oh Lord, have mercy. Just wait till we get outside. So that part. All right, come on with it.
Jay said, okay, then. It seems to be okay for children or people to break the rules cause others get to break the rules. If that's the case, then we should teach our kids to break the rules, but do it in a way that you don't have to suffer the consequences. That's what's wrong now, Jay. You
Right.
teaching
And
kids to get away with things early, and they're not suffering
that's
from the
that's the whole thing I was just saying on. You let them get away with so many things. And then when your child end up dead in jail because they pull that thing on the wrong person. See, let me tell you something. That's the same thing with anger issues type thing too. You know how some people be angry with people and they think I remember I put it away. I remember being out and somebody spoke to me a certain kind of way. And I said, hmm, like, you speak to all men like that? And they were like, yeah, all them men, yeah. And you know what I said? Nah, we ain't all the same. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is so many words is what you can get away with saying to that man, sometimes you can't get away with saying to this man. Some words can get you killed in the hospital or seriously hurt. Talking the same thing that you got away with over here, trying to bring it over there. And that's why I say you got to teach your kid to not to make none of these missteps. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta handle everybody with a little line of care. You know what I'm saying? Like what we was expecting him to start spanking the child right there, or chest adding the child in front of millions of people in the world. You know what I'm saying? And we know we wouldn't do it.
No, I'm not saying that is what the people were expecting, but we're hoping that something like that wouldn't take place again. That's all. So if it take place again, then it wasn't a
He ain't gonna be,
problem.
he ain't gonna be on the president, up in there. You know how Donald Trump act too. Donald Trump like, hey, little man, let me tell you something. You ever try something like that again? You don't know who I am. I am Trump. Okay, no, I'm just saying. All right, read that.
At 7 years old, boy lashes out in the Oval Office. White House staff not going to let that happen again.
Right. They're like, no, that look, they're gonna have a zapper on them next time. Zap, you're gonna be like, you gonna see them.
Or maybe have something in place to entertain the child.
They ain't gonna have nowhere near Mike though. Go ahead.
There were moms who would get on that ass right then. Yeah,
But
and they won't be in the Oval Office.
right. You ain't never seen nobody get whooped in the Oval
No,
Office.
they would be in the Oval Office doing
See,
it.
I don't care what. Listen, I bet you ain't listen. Just like at a rally or anything, I bet you ain't gonna see nobody whoop their child right there on stage or whatever. It don't matter what they did. Yeah, you just got to be. You just got to be like they say, and that's the problem. Sometimes you can't always do what you want to do soon as you want to do it. That's what. That's what. That's where some kids are bad because sometimes you had to you had to handle different kids different ways too. There's some kids you probably could be able to whoop them in front of people, but another child you probably can't whoop them in front of, and that might hurt this child where he's so angry at you and he want to catch you slipping now. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to realize what child you dealing with. All children not made equal.
Well, we all realize the problem, but what's the right way to fix the problem?
Right. I mean, like it's like with anything, there's no so-called right way. It's called your way of trying to figure it out. Like they say, you know, I remember they were saying about granddads and grandmamas, like sometimes they figure, okay, I learned how to do better with children later on in life. No, just because you give them candies and honey buns to shut them up or something, don't mean you being a better grandparent. No, you actually probably being a worse grandparent, gonna have them with cavities in their mouth in a couple years, whatever, just by not saying, okay, um, I'm just not gonna force feed them this and shut them up or put a tablet in front of them and let them go to the side as long as they ain't bothering me. We got to realize that we always said we don't want to be controlled by a computer, but we sit there and we put a computer in our child hand and let it control them and sit them still or whatever for hours in hand. So we doing the same thing that we say we don't want, we didn't want to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to take that as a thing too. Right. That's what I was saying. It won't happen again. Never on camera again. I'm telling you, I ain't seen the boy on camera nowhere since then. I done seen Elon Musk about 50 times since then. I ain't seen the boy nowhere. He already know. He was like, I'm sure the son was like, oh, can I go? No. Did you see what you did last time? No. No, we ain't doing that no. You know what I'm saying? The next time you might be on camera, you might be 10 years old. Oh, but I'm just saying, all right, come on with it.
Living fake lives for social media. That's a lot of people problem, adults and children.
Yeah. And I think that's we can say it's super bad or this and that, but I think what it is we sometimes are living false lives and the child watching you live a false life and all he doing is imitating what he see. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you know, when we sit up here and we try to make this image like, how it is, we get on social media, we put it out here, we put these pictures up like, oh, everything, all this. And we will act like we traveling the whole world, you know what I'm saying? And then things that we should be caring about, we can look around and say, dang, I ain't even got no money saved up for a rainy day. Damn, I don't even own a car. Damn, I don't even own a house. But I'm traveling the world. I'm doing all this and I'm doing all this. But I'm paying notes. I'm renting. You know what I'm saying? you know what I'm saying? It just, we have to make healthy things, healthy backup plans and this and that, or it's all for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we just got to remember that I have never believed in renting because well, when I say renting, like machines and stuff, like, like I'd rather buy a drill than rent a drill, or buy a machine than rent it, especially if I know I'm gonna need it a couple times over and over. I'm sure it's proper times to rent something and move on for it if you just gonna use it one time or whatever. But something that you're gonna need often, is, you might as well bite the bullet and keep it going. You know what I'm saying? But I think like these social media things, like, rent a car, you know what I'm saying? And going out there driving the car. Oh man, oh yeah, I'm done doing this, I'm doing that. And then you turn your car back in, you're a regular person again. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the part about the, living a fake life, social media life, or how they say the fake gangster lives on social media. Everybody want have their guns and they, blunts and guns out and stuff and showing people off but people don't realize all you doing is letting the person know what you got.
Yeah.
And real gangsters just like what's that dude that had 50 Cent shot Supreme. His son got on social media and was talking all his business, talking all that kind of stuff. And he denounced his son. He said, hey, son, the shit you talking about, I did this before you wasn't even born. And you because you done got a little age on you, you sitting up here, I told you to get out of social media and you steady getting on social media because you trying to do your own thing. And I denounce everything you saying. I don't move like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I don't talk. He told me I don't talk business out like that. You moving for social media. And then his son came on just the other day and apologized, that he was moving wrong and his daddy didn't give him the right to say none of that stuff he was saying and all that stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What's up, DD up in his house? Uh-oh. Read that paragraph. Come on with it.
So we expect that you would know your child, and you should know that your child is not disciplined enough to be on national TV, speaking to possible billions as a representative of the father who consults the president. Good example, if Trump expect a man to help him run this country is too irresponsible. He can't evaluate his son correctly. Evaluate his son correctly. The White House trusts Trump. Trump trusts Elon, and Elon trusts he could trust his kid know how to act. But was wrong. Imagine what else might be wrong. I mean, I can't just say that the kid.
I think
I don't think the child has anything
I
to
think
do.
Jay, I think you're going too far into this. Let's get back into regular kids around here. Then I think this is a little bit of Trump hate that's coming out. Because we done went from Elon Musk to Trump this, Trump that. And I just think we just need to just move on from that because we going to go into a whole nother realm of stuff about the kid because I just think, like I said, uh, I don't think you can ever put a kid in front of a camera for the first time and know what a child gonna do. You know, I done seen basketball players bring their children up and put them on the stage and they say the craziest things. Steph Curry, everybody I heard all their kids say the darnest things they say. You know what I'm saying? They got a whole show. The kids say the darnest, that was it, the darnest things or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, trying to judge a 7-year-old, and I've known some 7-year-olds that said some stuff. I remember a little boy that stayed up the street from me. Oh man, he was grown at 7, and he said the darnest things, and I just hope because you know I know he was probably going down a wrong path a little bit because his daddy was locked up and this and that, but I think it takes right role models. And I think, you know, we just going a little bit too far up into that little old journey. And we need to get back to our regular kids around here. And instead of what we consider spoiled brat syndrome. And like I said, you know, a spoiled kid and you put them, especially a spoiled kid that just probably just hell, you know, playing on computers and doing all that stuff all day and what he might say. I mean, like I said, yeah, look, one time he done messed up, we ain't seen him no more. So that is punishment enough right there. You ain't gonna see him no more messing up like that. So we never know what a kid might do and whatever. Come on with it.
So past traumas that make them don't trust grown-ups.
Yeah, we're not.
So past traumas that they've had with grown-ups.
Yeah, with grown-ups, with people around them. I mean, I just think kids done had past traumas where they don't trust grown-ups. We would love for kids to trust us, but a lot of times, what do we give for them to trust? You know, a lot of times you got kids coming up in dysfunctional family where they seeing everybody hollering and fussing at each other all day, mad and stay mad and all that, and it's a toxic environment. And then we go from there to lashing out. You know, sometimes on social media, you know, on our family, on our friends. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then we wonder why we don't have none. And I'm gonna tell you the biggest point. You know, like we had the radio personality, you know, that was on here crossing every person that he dealt with, taping his friends, taping his conversation with people, and then turning around and putting it out there. So I think we got to realize when we sit up here trying to talk about moral compass, when we don't have morals ourselves, that's the same thing because you got to have a certain standard of how you move for people to even trust you. And once you stop having standards, you can't expect anybody to, you know, love what you do no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people want people to love them, but don't see the energy that they put out here. When you got angry energy and mean personality that you put out here all day, how could you expect people to like you? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what people want. They want to get on here, get angry, talk about folks. Yeah, fuck all y'all, all you fake motherfuckers on my page, and all those type of stuff. And then they want people to like them. You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I talked to people today, and people was telling me, they don't want to come on the page, they don't want to click on it because they scared that I'm gonna call them out. And I say I see people all the time on here who watching this show, and I don't call their names out. Unless they say something down to what's name, I don't call them out just because I see them watching the show. So I see a lot of people watching the show, but I don't call him out like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I have a level of respect that I said I was gonna do my show in the first place. I said I wasn't gonna be calling people out. I won't be calling people names and stuff. And I'm not gonna be this type of person that gonna be, throwing people under the bus like that. I talk in general, and I talk about people outside, outside. I tell stories, but I get permission to tell stories, but I still don't tell the names. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, I don't feel like the names is the stories was important, not the names. See, names just say, I want to be nosy, I want to know who. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, past traumas, I mean, they got to have people they can trust. And I always wanted to be a person out here that a person can tell their business to. And they ain't got to worry about their business being thrown back out here in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people tell me a lot of stuff because it's something that they want to get off their chest. And then it's something that even if they tell me I can use and I can tell it or whatever, that it's something that they know I ain't gonna put no name beside. They'll know who I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna put no name beside. So I'm just moving different on stuff like that. Come on with it.
Getting along with other kids because their parents may not have taught them to get along with other kids. So a lot of children not knowing how to get along with others.
Right. Because
Antisocial.
because half the time their parents can't get along with other people. So I mean, like, how can they be taught something that is not in their household? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't be taught stuff because they don't see it. Like, how can you teach a child how to save when you can't save no money? It's like the teacher is trying to teach somebody. How can you teach a child not to smoke when you smoking? And
Mm,
and what it is, um, I hear people all the time be like, "Oh, I don't know where you get this habit from," and then be like, "Oh, our daddy smoked or our mama smoked." Somebody in the house did something what made them do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Or somebody around them. Maybe somebody you had them babysitting. That's why it's so what's the name? The type of people you put your children around. You got to know that everybody you put your children around, some of them gonna rub off on your children. No matter how small or big you think it is. If your child is left around other children, something gonna rub off them. I noticed that just by sometimes just being around dudes. Like, every now and then, a saying that the dude say or whatever, I might say it or something. You know what I'm saying? Without even what's name, just like I heard a podcast, whatever. And I remember back in the day when New York dude was talking about one. Next thing I know, me and half my partners, when we getting out the phone, we were talking one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some things that it just be what's not like, just like when a dude say something that it ain't right or don't hit right, or it's like they say some diddy, they be like no diddy, or they might say pause. pause mean, you know, yeah, hey, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just how people talk sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead with that.
I believe we all get clues and examples to see things. Like the saying, warning comes before destruction. I think that we have to learn to pay attention better. We too busy trying to fix a wrong when we should work on avoiding the things before it happens.
Okay. I'm thinking about to fix the wrong when we should avoid things before. I understand that because um and just like other things, some things you can't, like life be life. So some things you can't fix until you fuck up. Like sometimes, like you said, like you try not to do that one thing wrong, and sometimes you do that one thing wrong, and sometimes we think we can get past that. It's just like I just break it down like the PPP loans and stuff like that. A
Mm,
lot of people didn't think they was gonna get caught doing the PPP loans because it sounds so good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things sound so good, then you might get somebody else say, "Oh, I got it. There, it's easy to get. Oh, it ain't but 3 simple steps." And somebody sometimes cons you into stuff that you wouldn't have did on your
mhm. Yeah,
own. It's a
yeah,
lot of stuff that some people wouldn't even do that somebody con you into doing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's same thing like riding with somebody and they get pulled over and you ain't know they had 2 guns in the car. This and that. They done change your whole life from getting pulled over. And you ain't even know your partner move like that. You ain't even know this is
Okay.
stolen car. Ain't like you was out here checking the tag or whatever, especially if he jumped in it and the key was still in it or something. Uh,
Mhm.
you feel me? Somebody
Yeah,
pull up, hey man, you want to ride? You go ride, and next thing you know, you know what I'm saying? You in a world of trouble. So sometimes we don't get to choose, um, how, what happens around us. Come on with it.
yeah. Incompatible personalities from being around the same person. Yeah, you don't get exposed to life. Like for instance, coming up, we were like the type of family, like, or the church, we kind of be sheltered. They had a problem with us hanging out with friends, going out late, going to the movie theater, things like that.
Mhm.
So being sheltered like that, it caused a lot of people to, when they do get an opportunity to go out, they get bug wild. So you shelter people, and you don't let them like be around people to understand other people than what you're normally involved in. So you get out and you face these personalities, then you don't have the mindset of just staying who you are all the time. You'll start picking up those little habits of who you choose to be with. So from being locked down and not being exposed or talked about these issues that you may face when it comes to other people, and not being taught those things can lead you down a wrong road of incompatibility with people.
Yeah. And and sometimes we don't realize our personalities sometimes are force fed into our children and people around us if they can't get out from around us. And that's what happened with COVID and a lot of things that people who wouldn't spend that much time together started spending
Mhm.
that time together. And that's why all them divorces started happening. They start realizing, you know what? I didn't marry because I like this person. I was ching chinging, or I was, you know what I'm saying, or the motherfucker told me a funny joke and it lasted too long, you know, or something that a person just sitting up there saying to myself, like, how did I? I'm sure during COVID, people were looking at each other like, how did we get together? I don't even like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure there's people out there that realized they didn't even like each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when people start thinking that relationship is about love and like and this and that, it is over. Because I don't think relationships are about love and like. I think it's about duty and stuff like that. I say that over and over till I'm blue in the face. I don't think relationships are built on love because people fall out of love all the time. So the only thing holding you together is some like and love. Y'all ain't gonna be together long. And that's the thing. I even heard somebody today said that I caught it before. I was you know, somebody said they ex-husband. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, yeah, ex-husband. And I was like, I don't want to be, I don't want to be nosy, but I want to be nosy. You know, how did it, you know, what's name? And then she was like, we just, you know, just didn't, you know, what's name? I said, oh, y'all grew apart, huh? And she was like, yeah, yeah. I was like, that's a cop out that a lot of women was named. Then they were like, oh, men don't you know, men kind of don't know um how is it? Like men don't kind of like men don't do right or something like that, or something like, oh men, they do this and they do that. And I was like, so you just gave up me, you none or something? Then it was like, no, I'm just me and God. I said, then I threw this and because you know I read the book a couple times, and I was like, well, you know, it's supposed to be the child and the woman, and then she supposed to go through the man, and the man supposed to go to God. So it usually supposed to be through that. That's what it is in the book. You know, it's God, then man, then woman, then child. So I think uh sometimes what's hurting a lot of relationships is women not looking towards, you know, even in the Bible it say, if you do not like the man that you can see, how could you love me?
That's a scripture.
So if you don't even like the man that you looking at right here, how can you love the God up there if you don't even like the man right here? So I mean, if we come from if man come from God, I mean, we got to. I mean, if you believe if you're a Christian and all that, you know, being a Christian woman, the thing is a Christian woman is for a man. So like a lot of people are trying to play both sides of the book, which just just not fair to the book. Because if you don't really know the book or you're not really paying attention what the book really say, you know, it's no reason for calling it your favorite book because you ain't been reading it right or
Mhm.
ain't been dissecting it right. Because the whole thing of being a Christian woman is her duty is to find a man, whatever, you know, like that. So yeah, it's in the book. So I jump off that.
You don't want to go there.
Right, but it's in there. It's like Pergu. It's in there.
You said it's the woman's duty to find a man.
No. The woman's duty to be hold to a man. You know,
Oh, okay.
right,
I
right,
thought you
right.
said it was her duty to find a man. I was
Nah,
just kidding.
nah. I
Okay.
know that. I know that other one. That the man that finds a good woman finds a good thing. But hell, they run just as quick as they. You know, we didn't have that no fault divorce and all that. Like I said, they need to change the thing to you get one time. If you get married, it's just like it say when you get on that thing, to death do us part. Till your husband or whatever die, you can't get married no more. And they'll take it serious about who they want to marry then. If you can't let it go, if you can't let it go, they'll take their time to get it right the first time. What you think?
I'm sure that would take
That's about
place.
that mistake thing I was talking about. You remember what we were saying? If you allow people to make all these mistakes, if you give them a lot of consequences from the door, that you can only make that mistake one time, they'll straighten it out.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be a whole different thing jumping out.
Okay, so different life values and not valuing others' lives around them.
Adrena said, hello.
Hmm.
I don't know if she was saying hello about the marathon or she was just hello. Okay.
Probably both, a couple. Mhm.
Okay. Okay, what we on? Did I change it?
Yes, different life values
Okay.
and not valuing other lives around them.
Um yeah, I think sometimes you know, like these games, these Fortnites and all these kind of games and stuff that a lot of people don't value life no more like they used to. These violent games and stuff. What's up, Terrence? Up in there. His house, up in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I think like games and all this, it's just making people less sensitive and things. So I think it's changing people into different people. Okay, all right, come on with it.
Adriana said, but when you get married young, and majority of the time they divorce young. When you get married young, she said majority of the time they divorce young.
Well, I think now because they, like I said, if you know you getting married for a certain reason and you know you can only do it once, I think I put it away. How we say, if something ain't working, you should shake it up, change it. Because if you do the same thing, you know it ain't working. I mean, we doing the same thing. We see marriage ain't working no more. Regular marriage ain't working no more. They say it's over 53% of people that divorce. There's more, and so that means there's more people that's divorced than married. So it ain't even 50-50 no more. It's 53 divorced and 47 married. On that timeline, and there was like that only lasts, the 50% only lasts 3 years or something like that.
Hmm.
Like half of people after 3 years get divorced. So I mean, it's like anything. It's like a lot of this stuff. It don't last like it used to last. And then they say if you can make it past 7 years, they used to say, "Oh, you can make it there." But then now you got people 25 years in, 30 years in, talking about now I'm tired of this shit. I'm fed up. I want to live for the rest of my life or whatever. I don't want to be in this. And I just think what I think about that is people been waiting to get out. They've been waiting for the kids to grow up and all that old type of stuff so they can skedaddle. They be like, I did my thing, I raised my kids. And I think that's going both ways. You know what I'm saying? I think women are saying, okay, I think this is the part. Sometimes you get so attached to kids that you will forget who you initially loved. And once you start loving the kids more than you love your relationship, sometimes it's bound to fail sometimes. When the kid's not holding you together no more. The kid gone off and it's just you and them trying to make it happen now and be like, you know what? We ain't really been together a long time. It been the me and the kid together, and you were just a tag along. I was with you because I love my kid just that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, redouble.
So if you marry once, why hold on to your ex? But the man would say, well, we will try again when we are in our 90s. I say that's crazy.
Well, like I say, that would benefit on both sides. If men know they could only do it once, they wouldn't play with a certain kind of woman. They
Mm,
wouldn't make that mistake. You know what I'm saying? They would think twice before they marry a woman. And if they seen it was superficial or it was something else, because see, a lot of men marry women now and they think if it don't work out, I found another woman to marry. You know what I'm saying? But they
hmm
knew that woman would be entitled or something to them for the rest of their life. They will make sure they took their time and did a good evaluation of that person before they did that. And that's all I'm trying. You got to change the rules sometimes to get a different outcome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If you play by the same rules, you can't get a different outcome. You
that's
know what
true.
I'm
That's true.
saying? All right, come on with it.
So lack of effort to understand and compromise with one another. So many people want things their way. They not down for compromising for much of anything. So I agree. That can be adults and children. My way, no way.
Right.
How children act like they know so much more than the parent. I've been here, done this.
And you get that a lot. You
Yep,
get kids thinking they know more than the parents.
yep.
Okay, come on.
But I heard you can't get married again.
Until the person dead. You can get married after the person dead. If you do that, then then you'll do right. You'll pick. I put it away. Women would choose better. Men would choose better if they knew they only had one time to get it right. If you don't get it right, sorry, Charlie. If they don't catch a heart attack, die, a stroke,
This man
something.
said catch a heart attack.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, shoot, you have people feed, and I think that's happening already. People feeding folks whatever they want to feed them, letting them get ready to croak, and so they can go and live their life how they want to live it. If no, oh, you want some more butter? Oh, here you go. Let me drown that thing for you. man, I'm just saying, like, sometimes you got to think about it on a whole different scale. Why is my husband keep coming bringing me candy every day? Why is he? I mean, do he really care? You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Mhm.
mean, you got to look at it in a whole new space, and that's why I tell people, you need to look at that same space with your children. Sometimes, be like, caring for your children would be like, wouldn't you want them to eat better, eat healthier, exercise, get out there, this and that. I mean, we got to, you know. Ooh, she said, but why stay with somebody who makes you miserable? That's what I said. if you take your time to get to know somebody, it won't be like that. What happens is we get with people, and a lot of times we make ourselves miserable. See, we always think the happiness lies with the person that you lie with, and happiness lies first inside of you, not inside of the person you with. So sometimes I done seen wives back in the day, like they was happy no matter what they man was doing. They would say little things like a man gonna do what a man gonna do. They don't even pay attention to what a man doing a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Cause they too busy just doing what it takes for them to be happy. They playing with their flowers, doing their thing, going shopping, doing whatever they like to do. They being happy doing it. And you should have been happy before the man, and you should be happy with the man and after the man. You should be a happy person. And I think sometimes we just got to dwell in trying to be a happy person. And then a lot of things will, you know, average out. What's up, Miss Dukes up in his house? But you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what sometimes we put so much power into the next person or trying to find happiness through another person instead of finding happiness inside of us. You know,
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of people around here wanting somebody to make them happy.
right?
But if a person is the rudest person in the world, don't care nothing about showing feelings and emotion, how in the world can you allow that person to make you happy when they come first? So you be looking for the wrong thing in the wrong person?
Well, sometimes, like you said, sometimes, but that's the whole thing about dating. You gonna know what this person is. Let's not be shy. Like you don't know who the person it is that you dated for 6 months or however long you dated
Right.
before.
You get to know the person.
And a lot of people, that's the problem. A lot of people didn't date the person or whatever. Sometimes sex came first or sex came, too quick. And then they didn't realize who they was with. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't read the last thing.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
So Adriana said, if a woman wants to marry a man, but tell her, I can't marry you because my wife is still alive. So the girlfriend will be the next series on a Lifetime movie to get rid of the wife. Oh, Lord.
Hey, look, you didn't want that bad. You should have been able to find your own one. But if you got to change some things to make stuff work. I mean, you can't keep going the same thing. And it's going downhill right now. So I mean, you got to change the rules of engagement to get a better outcome. But listen, um, but just because you like, I say this, okay, that means you can't get a divorce until your person is, deceased, whatever, whatever. Now, y'all can separate and you can go your own way, have your happy life, but you just don't get a chance to try this shit with somebody else until your person, your other person die out because obviously you're not good at choosing a person. So yeah, we got to let that person go ahead and like this here, and because I hear a lot of women saying I was young and dumb when I chose that person. But I think if they know, even if your mom and dad knew you only had one chance to get it right, they'll be all in your business. No, I don't know. I don't know. Look, I'm sure you have so many people trying to make sure you got it right that you would get it halfway there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Somebody would be either better for the family or something. You feel what I'm saying when I say better for the man. The family at least like him, even if you don't like him as much as you think. They be like, "Hey, he is the one for you." Hello.
I didn't read this one.
Oh, good.
Adriana said so, but to me, being with a guy so many years is a waste. So you saying being married to the guy for so many years, or just being like the partner to a person is a waste?
All right. Well, you can move on. And listen, but that'll protect people from a woman that come in hot and then cool off and don't like the person no more. So you don't get the chance to do the 3, 4 different dudes like that. Yeah, you if you have bad intentions and like she said, but me being with a guy with so many wasted years, see, that's what I'm saying. So you looking at years is wasted. You're not even looking at years as being good. That means you didn't have no good time with a person. You know what I'm saying? You just date. Right? They just like I said, you just be out here with everybody else. You just won't be getting married. I just said you can only get married one. I ain't say you can only have sex with one person, and you after you get divorced or you leave. Well, you can't get divorced when you leave a person. You can't be with somebody else. You just can't get married, and that's only fair for the next person. Get it right. Get going. I thought women would love that. He said, but a second time of marriage, is paradise. No, it's a lot of people that have been married the first time and did 50 years and 60 years. I'm not listening to that. Yeah, listen, it's because once you went through that first time marriage, you made sure when you got back in it, you ain't make them same mistakes that you did the first time. When all you had to do is work harder on it, and all this stuff still could have lasted. The what's not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she said date. Yeah, that's what you're a date though. Let me see. That's why women turn to women and men turn to each. No, 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 no. Nah, nah, nah. This society just didn't confused us a while. So we ain't gonna blame that on all that. We all know now that it was a government experiment. You know what I'm saying? They doing all kind of stuff. We getting most of exposed every day. How we been just experiment after experiment. And I remember when the dude was talking about they were working on the frogs, and they was trying to make the frogs change sex or some stuff. Man, it's so crazy out here what they doing to the mice and frogs and apes and all that stuff. Scientists doing all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? She said, I wouldn't want to get married anyway. Too much drama. See? You did everything to go back to what I said. You just date, just be around here getting you some, and you might date a man. Y'all might date 10 years, but you ain't got to worry about going through the married troubles. See, married troubles is that somebody taking half, or somebody when they want to leave, they feel like they can't leave because they got to go to counseling and all this stuff that come with being married. You just can't get out. No, all you got to do is just keep on mosing on along, because you can be that same person if you never get married. It's just once you get married, you can only do it once. Why we can't look at it like that? A lot of people waiting later on to get married anyway. They third and this and that. Just make it. Once you make it, you better find the right person, or it's over. What about that? Come on with it.
Lack of respect because they don't see value in their parents. Oh, wow.
Yeah, sometimes we don't we don't realize how our kids might be looking at us. Might be looking at us like, hey, you know, I was saying one time, like sometimes kids look at us and they say, man, my parents don't even got a car. And I got three. Or my parents ain't even got a house. And mine paid for. My parents rent an apartment. We just got to look a way that we got to say we have to show them how to even live, better, or we got to be doing something that we can pass down so our children can be proud of us. And sometimes you got a lot of families where the children don't respect them because they ain't proud of them. You got crackheads and parents, and you got all kind of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? You got people on here doing all kind of stuff on Facebook and don't realize they children on their page. When you go out and you put little certain stuff on the page and it go down your story or whatever, you don't realize your kid can see that too. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to realize what we doing out here is out here forever. And when you start disrespecting yourself, putting stuff out here, out here rolling up blunts, showing pills, this and that, what your kid gonna do?
Yeah.
They watching how you move. And we don't look at that type of thing when we put something out here. We don't look how it might look to them. Even a picture of last night us drinking, us slapping on each other booty. We put it on social media and all our kids, our Facebook friends, what they gonna, oh, look at mama. Mama, why? Mama doing it like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of people don't want to wake up to them realizations sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Or what they might be doing to make it where the kids don't have respect for you. It's a lot of kids think they're growner than their parents. A lot of them. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of them think they make better choices than their parents. And a lot of them is reason they feel like they are so better because they did the opposite of what their parents do. So we got to look at it that a lot of kids, don't have that level of respect sometimes. Or don't even like, you know. You got a lot of kids that don't even like their parents because of that lack of respect. So we got to look at all them type of alleyways that go down sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't gonna do nothing but build more as the child get older, get out the house, this and that. It'll be a lot of more disrespect once that child feel a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, child think they, like you said, think they child. Come on with it.
Yeah, that's true. Bad people make bad choices, and most kids don't have the parents we wish we were to them. Elaborate on that for us, please.
Yeah. Um, sometimes we think we the perfect parent, we good parents and this and that. And sometimes we do the best we can, but sometimes the best we can ain't good enough in the child's eyes. Sometimes we feel like we're doing so much and this and that, but if you got a child that feel like, oh, I can't get no shoes, I can't get no clothes, I can't, because kids know when they're not getting what they think they deserve. You know what I'm saying? But got some kids that can learn from not having, and it makes them want more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It fuels them to be make straight A's or get it because you hear a lot of athletes be like, "Oh, my mama had it rough, and I knew that I was gonna get her out of there." And this and that, and that. It made them double down and really grind to do better.
Yeah.
But as long as you a good person to your child, like if you in a bad spot and you taking all your energy to build up your child so your child can make it. So when your child make it, your child know that you put everything you could into them to make it, your child should be able to pull you back up. If you know what I'm saying, you fall, especially if you put them in a good position and you put everything you had, like you got, people that went to every football practice, every basketball practice, this and that. And then when he become a famous basketball player, this and that. And if you don't go back and just, be like, hey, mom, here you go. This and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes people give up everything that they sacrifice for their kids to make it.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing when you hear about people picking cotton and all that stuff back in the day, and how old ladies used to hide their money in their mattresses and all that old kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People always tried to save money for a rainy day for the next generation. You know that part. Come on with it. Last but not least.
Are we really good role models? I try my best to be, but we had to learn too as we grew older or experience things in life or situations. It had to mature us in certain areas too. So you don't just grow up and say, I experience and I know every right way to direct you. Everybody don't get that just instantly.
And I think I try. And I think it's a everyday struggle to just try to be the best role model you can be for your kids, because you forever changing. And I think sometimes when you grow and you do better, you inspire your child to grow and do better. Um, like I was telling you earlier, like, how I, became, start eating healthy food because I see my mama eating healthy food. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so I feel like everything you do um is passed down. And even when I see dudes, I was talking I was talking to one of my partners, and he was like, oh, he said, if doctor told me I was gonna die if I couldn't eat beef, he said, I'm a dead motherfucker. He said, he said, it's too much good beef out here. I just can't do it. I just can't not eat beef. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, if they told you gonna die, you still gonna eat? Like, dude, I'm just dead. He was just, he was just, but like some people think you got to die or something. So some people just don't care on that end sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a so like I say, I can't say in myself that I'm a good role model, but I think I'm trying to be a good role model. And I just think you know, I keep on thinking, about the dog thing, about the different breeds of dogs. And I just think we are we all different breeds. we all headstrong, and sometimes we just naturally, like, like a hound dog, naturally can smell, long distance and this and that. These house dogs, sometimes they just got to be put up in the house. They don't like going outside because a hawk, anything, pick them up and take them home, eat them up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's different kind of dogs and different kind of people. And I just try not to judge, that somebody is different than you. I remember my daddy tell me a long time ago, if everybody was the same as you, how would life be?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to realize, just like at a dog show, you like all these dogs and all of them different, and all of them stand different, got different fur, different this, but all of them dogs by the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the truth.
Some not aggressive. It's all the same though at the end of the day. So that part.
Yep.
Yep. So that's all I got for you. Okay. How they say?
Yeah.
And don't forget to like and share. And we'll see y'all back here next Tuesday at the same time, 8:00. Well, that I know you can't wait till that daylight saving time, boy. Ain't it getting close? When is it?
I don't know. I think it's in April.
Alexa, when daylight saving time?
In Mississippi, daylight savings time starts next Sunday, March 9th at 2 a.m. and ends November.
Oh, really?
2 a.m.
Next Sunday. There it is. Hey, closer than we thought. We'll have some longer days in just a minute. So it is what it is.
So better days are coming, huh?
Yeah. Look like the show will be moved to about 9:00 too or something. Oh, okay. But it is what it is. So how they say? We'll see you later. See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Trip out big splash, baby, you can see it. Yeah. Strong. I want it way. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Roll on till I'm 6 feet. Pocket full on repeat.
Got him! Got him!